Chris Pleckapole here, and we're going to wrap up Mr. Weenie. All right, check it out. MR is mind reading. W is withdrawal. It's exaggeration, extrapolation, negative interpretation, invalidation. And the last E is escalation. All right, now watch this. Escalation is when you stair-step your argument. Watch this. So you have an issue. You bring up, hey, I got hurt when you said that thing to me at the dinner party. And so you bring up problem X. And then instead of dealing with this problem at this time, what happens is your spouse says, oh, we're going there. Well, if you want to bring that up, what about what happened last week whenever you hurt me? I'm just doing the same thing that you did to me to you. Oh, prison rules. I see how it is. And then we go up here, like, okay, we're going to go up to back at Z. Do you remember Z 3 years ago at your mom's house when you said that right in front of your mom and I look like a complete idiot? And how do you expect me to sort of move? And what we see is we've got a layered onion. We can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And all of a sudden, we're now arguing about arguing. And I think for a lot of us, we don't even realize this is happening. And that's called escalation. If you've ever said, I don't even remember what we were arguing about, this is what you did. When you can't remember, it's because you weren't able to stay on the right subject because your frustration, your anger, and the floodedness of you just went into fight mode and you started bringing up everything you possibly could to kind of show, I'm blameless, you're at fault. The classic blame shift, redirect, put you on your heels, see, you're an awful person. Character demonization, that's how we go. So what reality we need to do this? Watch this. We need to focus on one issue at a time. So instead of going from X to Y, we sit on X. And when we hear the Y, what about the thing that happened last week? Say, listen, I will get to next week. I'm sure I did something really awful about last week with thing Y, but can we focus on thing X, and then I want to work through it. Would you work through me with thing X? And what can happen if your spouse or your partner isn't able to do that, then stop. Say, fine. Listen, you can't go there right now. Let's do a controlled withdrawal, and let's just take time because I can't go to Y about this issue from last week until we hit X. So the controlled withdrawal. Remember, you're going to use your W to help you out with your controlled withdrawal is your answer to escalation. When you get so sort of wrapped up, you can feel the argument getting heated, you feel like you're getting sweaty on the back of your neck, your palms are getting sweaty, you're just kind of getting ready to get it going. You're ready to kind of get back in the ring. I want you to stop it. I want you to say, listen, we're going to take a break. We're going to go and pray 30 minutes, a location and a time, and then we're going to come back and we'll redress point X, and then after we're done with that, let's go to point Y, because clearly it's a thing. And then after that, we can go to point Z. And listen, this is restoring the relationship. You're not trying to create a divide of how right you are, because if being right was the goal, no one would ever get married because you lost being right the second you said I do. So here's what I want you to wrap your head around is that if you are to have a relationship that's restored, escalation has got to stop, and the way you do that is with your controlled withdrawal.